What do you believe could be done to help students obtain a fair chance financially in pursuing a higher education?
Yeah, I think it first starts with setting some realistic goals. I mean, a lot of the students that we see who want to come to JMU just frankly can't afford to come to JMU. And there wasn't any planning, there wasn't really any thought process into it, there wasn't any saving, there wasn't any elimination of debt. So sometimes it's just maybe reaching a little bit too far financially from where you really can be. So a lot of it goes down to education. Education well before the senior year in high school, education well before the freshman year of college, and then looking at alternatives to possibly the school they want to go to. We'll oftentimes talk to people about maybe going to community college, or if they're out of state and can't afford it, maybe going in-state and transferring here later. So there's lots of ways to do it to make it more affordable, but it requires a lot of thought, and unfortunately just some people don't really think about it until they're ready to graduate their senior year, and by that time it's a little late.
If students cannot afford obtaining a higher education, what do you believe is their best alternative? What is the typical process a student goes through in this particular situation?
Yeah, so it's very different for each student. It really, when we talk to a student and the parents about not being able to afford it or it being too expensive, we try to look at their individual situation. And for some of them, it may just be as simple as going to the local community college for a few years, paying out of pocket, also working, saving up some money. For others, it could be that they could afford a higher education at the four-year school they want to go to if they make other lifestyle changes. You know, sell a car. You know, if you're carrying $500 or $600 or $700 a month in car payments, get rid of the car, go buy something really inexpensive, and then use that money in order to help pay for a higher education. You know, stop going out to eat as much. I've worked with families over the years that we could find thousands of dollars if they would just make some lifestyle changes while the students are in school. Others, it may just be the student needs to work a little bit. A little bit of part-time employment might just push them over the edge in order to be able to afford their school. So we really look at the individual and look at what their assets are, their income is, and what options they have, their spending habits, and then we'll try to help them formulate the best plan possible.
That makes perfect sense. All right, and then last question. Roughly how many students do you admit to JMU on a full ride scholarship, and full ride meaning tuition costs?
So we have the Dingle-Dean Scholarship Program, and there's roughly 5 or 6 students a year who come in under the Dingle-Dean Scholarship Program that pays full tuition. And we also have the Centennial Scholars Program, which is a little bit different. Dingle-Dean is strictly merit-based. The Centennial Scholars Program has a need component to it for an underrepresented population, so you have students from all different backgrounds socioeconomically who are part of that program. And there may be 50 or so students who come in under that program each year, and they get a combination of grant dollars and scholarship dollars that'll pay their full tuition as well as some other costs.